What's going on, everyone? Juicebags here, and welcome back to some Dungeon Defenders Awakened. As we are waiting around for the next big update to hit DDA with some more content for us to dive through, without a doubt one of my favorite grind places is for certain the Monsterfest challenge on Massacre Hardcore. It's got the opportunity to provide the best loot in the game, and in addition to that, it's just kind of fun to do. So with this, of course, if we're going to put in the hard grind, we want to find ways to mix it up. And today, we're going to take a look at what has actually become one of my more favorite builds for that map, and that is Harpoon spam. So, I mean, we're still going to be using some walls, we're still going to be using some auras, we're actually even going to use some slice and dice towers. However, the bulk of the build is going to be based around the Harpoon. Now for this, I am going to bring along my DPS monk that is upgraded into lightning damage and is past the soft caps in both tower boost and hero boost. So I can put out a decent amount of damage, nothing spectacular. And then a monkey pet. Now I would love to have a higher quality monkey king, however, RNG hates me. And this is the best one I've got so far. So I've got the Monkey King because it's really good short-range single-target DPS. And one of the big challenges on this particular map is keeping those Dark Elf warriors off of you. So that's going to be the Monkey King's job, and hopefully he can burn through the Dark Elf warriors that decide to make my life miserable. Now, of course, we are going with the Poons, so we are going to need a Harpoon builder. This is what I've got set up. This was a spare set of armor that I threw on my tank and spank dragon Squire and switched him over to DPS. I'm at 1600 fort, 4400 power, 1600 range, 1600 rate basically. So I dumped everything I could into power. Now we are going to bring along some conventional walls. We've got 4800 fort on this waller here. And then we're going to do some nice aura stacks. We've got 1900 fort. 3900 power, 1500 range, 1500 rate, and let's hop in and get right to it. And here we go into the Monsterfest Massacre Hardcore Challenge on Glitterhelm. Now, we're going to start off, or what our general intention here is. Of course, we know with Harpoons, the best way to use Harpoons is to keep all the mobs lined up on a flat, straight line. If all of the mobs will cooperate and form a straight, single file line, it would be just ideal. And when we take a look at the map, the best spot we've really got for that, I think, is going to be out here on the bridge. Now, what this does is it leaves one lane down here that we have to contend with, and the entire rest of the map all coming to this area. Now, depending on where on the bridge we build, we've got two natural roadblocks for the enemies, which can also hurt us if we're not careful. And that is a big old gaping hole right there and a big old gaping hole right here. So my intention is to blockade this lane right here, blockade this lane over here, get an aura stack on each side of it just to reduce the amount of damage that's being done and get a little AoE damage going with an electric aura. But then we are just going to poon it up like crazy. So let's go ahead and get it started here. We want to start off with what? With an ensnare. Let's do it. So we want ensnare, electric, and strength drain. We want to do the exact same thing over here. So we've got ensnare, electric, and strength drain, and then we're going to quickly swap over to our Harpoon builder. Now, just to get things started, I'm going to go 4 Harpoons pointed each way just to get us through this first wave. So we've got what? We're going to have 4 Harpoons going this way. We're going to put 4 Harpoons going this way as well. And remember, this side of the map is the weak side. It's the easy side. We're not going to have to focus on quite as much. However, we still need to make sure we get enough power there. So I'm going to go ahead and focus on this main area and get more Harpoons down. I'm actually completely out of mana. Let's grab up a little bit of mana, and you want to be very conscious of where your enemy count is at, as the build time is very, very short on this map. You don't have time to play around, so you want to make sure you're getting swapped over to the appropriate heroes right away. In this case, I want to be swapping over to my builder, or my Waller Squire. I'm going to throw a Slice and Dice right in front to collect all the aggro, and then a blockade blocking the open path, just as a last resort. Now, since I want the Slice and Dice handling all the aggro and all of the baddies going to the Slice and Dice, I am going to put it slightly out front. So Slice and Dice slightly forward, and blockade a little bit further back. So we're going to go with a Slice and Dice there, a blockade there. We'll come over here and do the exact same thing. Slice and Dice a little bit further out front, blockade right behind it, and we want to get switched back over to our Harpooner just to finish out the build. We will get an Ogre this wave, however, this is a relatively easy wave to handle, so you want to make sure your build is done in wave 2. So make sure you practice your swaps and get built and then swapped over quickly. That way you can be on the right heroes when the wave gets here. And we're actually not going to have enough mana to completely build it, but we're pretty darn close. I'm going to grab what I can and just run some circles around this Ogre here. And is that going to be enough to get us? It may, actually. Let's see. We've got enough for what? One more after, and then we're going to have 3 DU left over. So I'm actually just short, but now I've only got one more tower to build. I am going to have that 3 DU left over. I'm not going to use it. What I would probably suggest if you want to use all the DU is to put a gas trap right here. That's going to really slow down the big hordes of enemies that are rolling in. But now all we have to do is get swapped over to our Boosty Boy and upgrade, repair, and defend, and that's about it. Now, I am prioritizing in these early waves repairs over upgrades, because an upgrade live in the heat of the moment, of course, is going to be much faster than a repair. So I want to have cheap upgrades going on the Slice and Dice and the blockade, since that is what's going to be doing the bulk of the damage on the map. So I am just going to get one upgrade on on the Strength Drain and on the Electric Aura, and then I'm just going to throw everything else into this area's Harpoons. Now, we're on a monk for a reason, and we're going to boost it out. Now, the monkey, although it can do incredible single target damage to like ogres, we are actually using the monkey just to try to help keep the Dark Elf Warriors off of us. In wave 5 and 6, the Dark Elf Warriors can be extreme. Depending on the build you're using, they can really cause some problems, and that monkey should eliminate a lot of that issue. So just going to keep on spraying them down here. I'm not super worried about the mana that's coming. I need to make sure I have mana, but I'm not overly concerned about it. So we're going to just keep boosting it out. I will run around out there and grab that straggler mana here, though. That is for sure. And then we see the lovely ogres doing the right thing and going directly to the Slice and Dice, including the ogre Snotball there. And that is exactly what we want that guy to do. So let's go ahead and pop out here and just grab the mana that's available right here on this side of the map. But for now, we want to save some. We definitely want to save a little, but our priority is going to be just getting these Harpoons super juicy. So let's get at least one on everything and then start working on more. I'm just kind of spam upgrading them. No real major, upgrade priority or anything like that. I would like to come and grab a little bit of mana. I don't want to get cobalted though. Gotta watch those cobalts. Okay, so now I'm over 200. I've got enough to do an upgrade, and that's my main concern, as if I need to, I want to be able to upgrade that Slice and Dice tower right there. However, as you see, they are just burning it up. Now, we've got another ogre coming in. However, the first ogre was kind enough to walk right up and get wrecked, and that is exactly what we want to happen. That is for darn sure. And just going to keep my tower boost going on this stack of 12. Actually, it's 11. this stack of 11 harpoons that we've got right here, and as you see, they're just putting in work. So we didn't have to actually upgrade our slice and dice at all on wave 4. I'm sure wave 5 and then definitely wave 6 could be an entirely different story. So what I'm going to prioritize here now, I think, is maybe getting another upgrade on that Strength Drain Aura and that Electric Aura, just to get a little bit more up front. The Strength Drain Aura is going to just take a beat down in wave 6, so we want to make sure we do get a couple of upgrades on it for sure. Just going to grab the available mana that's there. Let's pop an upgrade on both of those guys, and then we'll just repair the Slice and Dice, and the blockade didn't take too much. If you space them appropriately, the ogres are not going to cleave the blockade. I may have this one a touch too close. Now with 2200 left, once again, I'm going to make sure I save just a couple of hundred, and then I'm just going to spam upgrades into everything else I can. Here comes our first little challenge from Dark Elf Warriors. Let's get our tower boost going and see if we can't scream through the remainder of this map. When it comes to the ogre snotballs, any snotballs targeted at you, I personally have just been soaking them up. We know our jump height is limited on this map, so I kind of find, other than dodging out of the way, I find it almost pointless to fight it. I've just been soaking up that ogre snotball, as it's usually only 1 or 2, and just allows us to, you know, not really sweat it too terribly much. Now, our Slice and Dice is, what, at about the halfway point? We've got yet another ogre coming up on it. So why don't we go ahead and pop our first Slice and Dice upgrade onto it, and then we should be able to get right through this ogre no problem. There was a lot of kobolds that came in a little bit late, and are still coming in, actually, taking some cheap shots on our Slice and Dice there. I don't want to upgrade it again. I would have to run out there and get mana to even do that. But it looks like we got over the hump as far as the main challenge of the wave, though. So we should be able to just burn right through the rest of these without any major issue. Looking good so far. Wave 6 is really what it's all about. One of the challenges we'll face is, of course, if all of these harpoons get locked onto an ogre and a bunch of Dark Elf Warriors come at us at that point, we could have some unhappy times. There's no doubt about it. So that is what we're really looking to avoid. I'm going to get one more upgrade on both of those, and I'm just going to save the rest of the mana, as just in case I might even need multiple upgrades on our Slice and Dice and our wall. Now I do want to check the other side real quick before we get too heated into this wave. It actually has been no problem. We've had no ogre spawns over on that side. So we can just continue to sit here and boost it out. I do want to keep an eye out on the side behind us, though. I haven't even looked that way the whole time. Take advantage of your tactical map, or, you know, obviously just keep on spraying in to the packs. And if you see an ogre, like there we go right there, you know, no need to rush over there, but show it a little love. You know, show it just a little bit of love. I actually don't think it's going to be able to get through that Slice and Dice in time, and we still have the blockade behind it. So we're in pretty good shape. I am going to make sure I keep the tower boost up on this stack here. Actually, it may be able to get through that Slice and Dice. Let me go ahead and give myself a little boost and get a little assist going right here. I do want to not leave that boost up forever. Looks like my Slice and Dice is gone. It is down for sure, but that ogre's just about dead. Yeah, so it's GG's there. This Slice and Dice, it is time. Oh, I missed it. I missed out on the upgrade opportunity there. So I'm going to hit this blockade as well and get a little bit more juice going there, but it looks like we've got all the ogres handled. If I would have turned around just a second sooner, I would have been able to get that upgrade off on that Slice and Dice tower. Getting that Slice and Dice upgraded would have completely remedied any potential problems we could have here. There's no doubt. And really, at this point in the map, we're just on the lookout for two things: kobolds and Dark Elf Warriors. So if we can keep just spraying into them, keep the buff going on our Harpoons here. It should give us a victory. We will see how we end up here. One thing about this map is GG doesn't happen until you hit 0, because it just doesn't take much. Although the map is relatively easy to run in a conventional setup, it doesn't take much to go wrong, and even having a misstep into the pit of doom below me there would completely end the match. So make sure you get down to 0 before you celebrate and start collecting the loot. Now that will do it for now. Thank you all an absolute ton for watching. Make sure to click that like button. Please subscribe to the channel. I'm anxious to see what's up next in Dungeon Defenders Awakened, and only time will tell. So thanks again, and I will see ya next time around. Take it easy.